We have a story here. Many religious leaders support the mosque. Many Christian and even Jewish leaders supporting the mosque in the Ground Zero area. Now, let me say this, Mike. It's not right at the Ground Zero area. It's not. It's 2 blocks away. It wasn't collapsed. It wasn't attacked. Nothing flew into it. Oh, but somebody said part of the landing gear from one of the planes hit the building. Ooh, that makes it included. Ooh, landing gear hit it. You know, it's really gotten that silly.
Talk about specifics, man. I mean, where were these specifics when they were doing the 9/11 commission when the buildings collapsed in the first place? Where was this kind of specific information?
It's not involved, okay? It was old, abandoned Burlington coat factory that nobody cared about. Nobody cared rats racing through it or whatever. And all of a sudden, just because it's in the area, now it's 2 blocks away from the real Ground Zero.
From where the actual building stood.
Yes. Now, 6 blocks away, only 4 blocks difference, is a mosque that's been there for a long time. Mm-hmm. Nobody's ever made a fuss about it.
Nobody said
why all of a sudden this area, this particular building is being focused on? It's because of politics. They can use this. Oh, if you don't come out and condemn it, then you're not American. You don't come out and condemn it, maybe you're Muslim or you're a sympathizer. You have to condemn it. Why? Well, and then we get to the other silly. Then we get to the other silly area, Mike.
Yeah.
It's holy ground. Why is the old Burlington coat factory holy ground?
Since when? Did a priest or did a Christian pastor, did a Jewish rabbi, did a Buddha, did a Buddhist monk, did somebody come along? I mean, did some guy from Pennsylvania come in on his horse and buggy from the Amish country and bless the land and say, this is sacred, you can no longer build a mosque here? No.
Yep. Tell the English, this is a holy site.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. This is old, junky, run-down coat factory, all right?
Yeah.
Nobody cares about. Nobody was using. And now all of a sudden, because it's near the area, it's holy ground. No, folks, that was a crime scene. Ground Zero is not a holy site. It's a crime scene.
Exactly.
A crime. Mike, we people who use their brains, initially, we all believed the story because there was only the official story coming out, including Mike and I, folks. We originally believed the pat story coming out of the government that the Arabs did this to us, the Muslims planned this and did this to us. And we jumped on that bandwagon, too, because that's the only information we have. But as time went on, people start to question, why didn't they scramble the jets to intercept these planes, as they always do? That is protocol. Somebody had to give an order not to scramble the jets, and they did not. Why did the buildings fall? And this is the biggest one, and you really talk to people about it, and they say, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. You believe it was an inside job? Yeah, then why did those 2 buildings fall? Now, I remember that morning when those buildings came down, Mike.
Yep.
My wife woke me up. I was still sleeping. We're out here on the left coast, folks. And wake up, something big on TV. Something big happened, in New York. So I turned on the TV. And there the buildings are on fire, and they say jets flew into them. And I was thinking, well, that can't be an accident. 2 jets, that's 1 jet, yeah, maybe malfunction, but 2 jets.
Yeah.
And then later on, when the buildings came down, when I initially thought, well, wow, I'm looking at the damage and the fire and stuff. I'm like, well, okay. That top part of the building is probably going to have to go. They're going to have to reconstruct it. That's going to cost a lot of money, be very time-consuming. This is a horrible thing. But I thought, okay, they're going to demolish the top of the building, but you probably could save the buildings. They'll just build. And when they collapsed, they just imploded upon themselves and came down. It just blew me away because I figured that's impossible. How could that happen? Just from it crashed into the top of the building. Why would it collapse like that?
You and I have heard about, countless planes and stuff flying in the buildings or anything like that, and the structure still holds. There's damage wherever the incident occurred, but the structure holds. I mean, it's like that being the case, Jeff, the supposed plane that hit the Pentagon that same day,
yeah, just vaporized, demolished.
It just vaporized.
They couldn't find any pieces of the plane or the bodies.
Fall? Was the Pentagon such a great superstructure that it didn't fall either? A lot doesn't make sense with that, and that's what Jeff and I, we
Well, particularly the World Trade Center, because that was demolition, folks. There's no other explanation. It was demolition. People planted explosives. In fact, if you look at the time lapsing, when you slow it down, you see secondary explosions in the building as the thing comes down upon its own footprint. Now,
Watch
engineers,
the video again.
There have been groups of engineers who have demanded a second investigation due to that, saying that it was imploded by demolition. And, of course, there will never be another second investigation. But the fact is, you're getting angry at the Muslims, at these Arabs, and saying no mosque even near ground zero because it offends us because of what you did to us. The fact is, what you think happened really didn't happen the way it did.
Nope.
And I know that's a scary thing to accept, but you're going to have to look into it a little deeper if you haven't. You're going to have to look into it. You're getting all uptight, all hot under the collar. You're ready to go to war over this again. And the GOP is loving it because they're using it to beat up Obama. But the fact is, what happened there didn't happen.